Here on the ground, change happens fast. Problems feel frequent and urgent. It's loud and anxiety runs high. From a satellite view, the Earth looks the same as it did thousands of years ago. We've been here before. Let's learn from our past and shoot for a better future.
Welcome to this episode of A Satellite View. I'm Todd Mikkelson, your host, speaking at you from Wednesday, November 29th, 2023 in the Space and Time Continuum. And here with me now is Heidi.
Hello,
Hi, Heidi. We're going on vacation, and as you can tell, we've kind of already started our vacation in our heads. But we're still going to talk about some things that are going on that I would normally talk about. We're not going to do a deep dive into history because that's just so hard all the time. We're just kind of doing a fun endeavor. And one thing here in Minnesota, and we're not just doing this because it's here in Minnesota, because it's in other states as well.
But ours is just particularly bad.
Well, not even really. I mean, ours is just sort of a reflection on what's going on in the whole country.
It's pretty funny.
This is from Minnesota Reformer, what I think is a really great news format. Heidi found this morning. I wasn't even looking because when I'm doing this, I'm doing more national things. But when I'm doing the AM 950 thing, I would have gone to Minnesota Reformer. So what do you have to say about this, Heidi?
GOP in disarray. Disarray, mad disarray.
Absolutely. A contingent of... All right. Going to be a lot of editing time on this. A contingent of right-wing Republicans wants to remove the leaders of the Minnesota Republican Party, including Chairman David Hahn, and they're going to do it at the December 9th meeting of the State Central Committee. I was part of the State Central Committee for the DFL, the Minnesota Democratic Party, and this is something that would never have happened on our side of the aisle. You vote for your leaders, and then you don't immediately try and fire your leaders. So a little bit more from the Minnesota Reformer here. A group of delegates and alternates to the State Central Committee of the Minnesota GOP laid out their case in a letter for removing David Hahn, who was elected in 2021 after a federal sex trafficking scandal and allegations of a toxic work environment led to the fall of the former Minnesota GOP chair, Jennifer Carnahan. So this is, and David Hahn, I mean, they're correct in saying that David Hahn, they can't raise money. At the reporting that they did at the end of May, you've heard me say this many times, the end of May of just 2023, they had $8, not 8,000, not 80,000. They had $8
numero
$8. And at the same time, they had $335,000 in debt. And I'm going to read just a little bit from a letter. I have it here from David Hahn.
I hear the letter.
Yeah, it was sent actually to you.
Oh, are you stealing my mail now? What's happening?
Well, I did this many weeks ago.
Oh my God!
You showed it to me.
Pretty stealthy. No, I'm teasing.
You showed it to me. You were going to throw it away. I kept it.
Yeah.
First of all, it has a weird cartoon on the front of the envelope and also in another print inside. It's got 4 different printed. It's got a return envelope and 3 different printed things inside the envelope. This is an expensive mailer.
And dumbly expensive in ways that it didn't need to be so dumbly expensive.
Absolutely.
And the artwork is just absurd. I don't even know. It's a 5-year-old's drawing. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't even understand what's happening on there.
I know.
So,
yeah, I don't know if he had one of his grandchildren
it's
hey, you want to draw a picture for the new? I mean, and then here's the wording of it. Governor Tim Walz and the Democrats are, okay, I have it folded. I need to unfold it.
Make it easier on yourself, dude.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Governor Tim Walz and the Democrats are in control in St. Paul, and sadly, they used the recently concluded 2023 legislative session to sanction abortions up to the moment of birth, made Minnesota a trans refuge state, legalized marijuana.
Then that's marijuana.
Right. Blew, oh, that's what you do with marijuana. Blew through an $18 billion surplus and still jacked up taxes. The left's woke ideology is poisoning our state. Oof. I want to help stop the madness. And
he's fired up.
Yeah.
David Hahn, fired up.
That was in the fundraising thing. I was actually going to read from this where he goes, during the 2023 legislative session,
Walz and
the Democrats sanctioned abortions up to the moment of birth.
Up to the moment. Huh?
So then he goes, with Democrats in control in St. Paul, Minnesota is now known as a sanctuary for abortion, gender-affirming care, and pot smokers. The left's woke ideology is poisoning our state under the leadership of the degenerate Democrats. Minnesota has become a refuge for evil. So this is
a refuge for evil.
A refuge for evil.
That seems noteworthy.
Well, this
refuge for evil.
This was addressed to you, Heidi.
And I was chucking it right for this, the circular file.
You weren't considering sending money? Because that's what they're asking you to do here.
I'm very
They
glad
have a return envelope.
Yeah. Oh, I see that. Yes.
For you to send money back. Were you thinking of doing that? Did any part of this letter?
Well, the letter is definitely very scary, is it not? I mean, if you were like,
does it incentivize you to?
Not me personally, but it is intended to scare the bejesus out of whoever doesn't know, what is really.
What 2 + 2 is?
What the hell is happening from moment to moment. So this might be, this is them. This can be kind of seen as like their absolute last gasp. Like, okay, Jesus, we got no money we got no gas in the tank. We have no candidates. What are we going to do? We're going to send out this super scary letter, this absolutely terrifying letter. The sky is falling. Oh my goodness. Look at that drawing and tell me that the sky is not falling because, oh my God, this drawing is so hideous. I wish you could all see it.
It's a 5-year-old's drawing of Tim Walz flushing a cardboard state of Minneapolis down the toilet.
It's tough to figure out.
But also, so But would this letter work on the people in our district
I'm trying to think of that.
would maybe vote for a Republican for the state house or something?
And I'm just saying, this just reeks of desperation.
Well, also a point that needs to be made is they sent this to you.
A person who has consistently voted Democratic. All they have to do is look at that. Since the time I could first vote, I have consistently voted in every election, and it's always been for the Democrats. So why am I receiving this really expensive mailing?
Right. And you're married to a guy who ran for the State House of Representatives as a Democrat.
Correct.
Not that long ago. And, it's the same address.
Question.
And
it's a question.
Well, part of the thing about pointing out the lack of funding that they will repeat, they had $8. You thought during the time I paused that I might say 1,000 or T-thousand?
Not so.
80,000? No, they had $8. And they don't have enough money for data. And that's a very important thing. You and I both know in running a campaign, you need to have data so that you can reach out to the people who are actually going to support you. You don't want to spend, okay, so there's
a 5-piece mailer situation on a lifelong Democratic voter. It's just basic. So they're missing the basics. They're out of money, and this is the way they're choosing to run their marketing.
And that's going on in many states, and not just the states, but nationally as well. There's new stories about the lack of funds that the RNC has nationally as well. But another thing, so we have other fun things to talk about because we're not.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we played this one out.
Well, it's an important thing.
No, it is, and it's and kudos to the state DFL party who got my notice of this article by tweeting it with a delightful meme of Stephen Colbert with the 3D glasses on, eating popcorn, because that's that retweet brought me to this information about how Min GOP in disarray.
Yeah, it's not even about money, really. It's that they want to fire their new leadership.
They want to fire
only
leadership.
Had in for a year and a half.
The MAGA folks have taken over the Min GOP. These are all newbies who want to do things their way, and they want to get rid of David Hahn, who was elected the chairperson.
And you and I both read through this article. Do they have an idea of who they're going to replace David Hahn with?
That did not seem to that didn't seem to come to the forefront.
No,
they just decided things weren't right, and David Hahn's got to go, and heads will roll.
It's just
because
like
we are the new
repeal and replace. We're gonna replace Obamacare because Obamacare is wrong, and we're gonna replace it with
Obama.
what?
Must be feeling very, very special because he's like he lives in Trump's mind so thoroughly. It must be pretty crazy.
Look, I'm living rent free. I can spend my money on other things.
No doubt.
And I still don't even have a nice car.
Trump is still haunted by, oh my good, oh my stars, a black man had the position before I did.
Well, he is a real estate mogul, right? So
I'm gonna give Obama free rental in my head. I bought my head. I put my name on my head.
And it's going to be about all your ass is going to own pretty soon here.
And even that's going to get taken away. He's going to have to take his own name off his own head.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw Obama out on the streets because so far he's living free in my head.
Yes, exactly. Look, for years,
I already got another place to live. Now look, I'm fine. I didn't ask to live in your head. Yeah. Other things going on. Oh, by the way, if you've been listening to this, I'm a big Biden supporter and Kamala Harris supporter. But I saw a tweet that Kamala Harris put out over Thanksgiving.
Yes, right.
And she, she's trying to be all happy with her husband. They made dinner for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it really looks quite idyllic.
Well, I thought I liked that about her. What's so funny?
Who wouldn't like that? Well, who wouldn't like that? It's
not funny.
It's a pretty delightful. Okay, all right.
No, the thing is that I noticed in the tweet, she has this signature cornbread that she makes for Thanksgiving. And
I don't know where you're going with this.
Well, she makes it on a gas stove.
Oh, dear God.
And I cannot support that. So
that's right. That's right. That was Fox's angle on this idyllic thing.
No, it's not just Fox's angle. It's in the photograph. It's true. She used a gas stove.
She did not.
She did.
She did not.
Well, if she didn't, then why did she put the gas stove in the photo? I can't support this ticket. I can't support this ticket.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, man.
You know, what am I going to do?
That's a bridge too far. That's a bridge too far.
Am I going to do Jill Stein?
Oh, I don't know.
Am I going to do... Yeah, we're not going to talk about Dean Phillips, right? No, we're not going to talk about Dean Phillips. We're both...
Because nobody knows just really what that is.
Nobody knows what entity...
Why is he doing this?
I did not believe in demons before.
No. We're not... I don't think it's
but
even...
now it's like...
we have
demon
no...
took over. So, anyway.
No.
Well, okay, we're set for a break. You asked about the little timer that I have now, and that's how we...
Oh, okay, that's how you tell it's like, time to wrap it up.
Well, it's time, now it's just time for a break, and we're going to listen to some fun music. You know what?
Okay,
maybe
cool.
we'll do Emmaline Muchmore music instead of Todd Mikkelson music for this break?
That's all right. That's all right with me.
Okay. Yeah. Are we going to say why we're doing Emmaline Muchmore music?
Because that's me.
That's you. Heidi is Emmaline Muchmore. So we'll do a little bit of Emmaline. It's already starting. I can hear it behind me right now. All right, we're going to listen to a little bit of Emmaline Muchmore, and we're going to come back after this short break on A Satellite View.
Now I'm so sick of empty words. We both heard them all before, and I just wanna be the one that you adore, not the one that evens the score, one that evens the score.
And we're back on A Satellite View. Song from Emmaline Muchmore. If you want to get more of that, go to toddmickelson.com, push the music link, and you can find Emmaline Muchmore.
What is
Who's here with us now?
What is
Emily,
what is
we're on
this,
FM. We're on FM Rock Radio.
What is this smarmy FM? What is this smarmy DJ voice? What is it?
We're on FM Rock Radio. Emmaline Muchmore.
That's terrible.
Rocking out with her.
No,
okay, I'm not going to finish that statement.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Anyway, fun. You really can find that music and more if you go to toddmickelson.com and push the music link. So, what else are we going to talk about, Heidi? So, again, talking about polls, you hear me talk about polls all the time. Victor Shi, who you've heard me mention, a new poll, 52% of 18 to 29-year-olds say they will vote for Joe Biden over Trump. Higher than any other age group, and 18 to 29-year-olds have the highest favorable numbers of Joe Biden compared to other age groups. But still, the next age group is still overwhelmingly voting for Joe Biden. So polls. You know, why are we listening to them? Again, I'll point out, Nate Silver said that Obama was toast. And New York Times Magazine said that Obama had a 17% chance of winning re-election in 2012. So, Heidi, you remember 2012?
Yes, I do.
That was actually a non-alcoholic drink that she just was.
It was just, yes, fizzy water.
What happened in 2012 as far as the presidential election?
That was when Obama won again.
By 5 million votes.
A lot of votes, yeah. He was super wrong. Nate Silver was super wrong.
And so was New York Times Magazine, and so was everybody. And that's what's going on now.
Wrong.
Exactly. Also, the U.S. economy grew even faster in the third quarter than previously estimated. The GDP, the broadcast measure of economic output, rose at an annualized rate of 5.2% from July to September. This is according to the Commerce Department's second estimate, which is usually more accurate than their first estimate. That's why they do the second estimate.
That seems logical.
It seems like a smart thing to do.
That seems logical, yeah.
Okay, we don't know what's going on. We're going to put out a quick estimate here.
But the second one's coming soon.
Right.
So hold tight.
Later on, we're going to give you a better estimate. I don't even know why we're giving you this estimate.
Yeah. You guys are just, you just need so needy. You're all so needy.
And yeah, okay. So many things.
So many things.
Mike Pence.
Okay. We did a hard right there.
We're going through
Mike
things.
Pence.
We're going through things from the week because we didn't do Mike Pence, who is a robot. I think he may be AI.
No, but he kind of cooked himself. He kind of cooked himself just recently. He's back.
Not even recently.
No, just the revelation that his own son had to talk him into doing the right thing is kind of like the ultimate, just stab to the heart. I mean, he's a walking corpse right now, man. That's just ridiculous.
He already pulled out of the.
I know he has.
Race.
I know he has.
Yeah.
He's a shell of a human at this point.
He said
he has sold his soul so thoroughly. It's just there's nothing left.
Right. I mean, yeah. It's like he doesn't have his own.
No. He's a walking corpse.
So tell us the story about his son.
Right. He was having a real issue on the day. He was having a conundrum of making the decision if he was going to go along with Trump's plan to, not count the electors correctly he was having a conundrum about that.
And if you remember Grassley.
And Grassley was somehow involved, and I'm still not exactly sure why, but that guy has to be completely, thoroughly investigated for his involvement in this.
Should be, yeah. Yes. It's just you have such the feces hose of.
No, but I remember this coming up at the time, and Grassley was involved in it, and it just kind of got.
Grassley said, "Well, I think there's a good chance that Mike Pence, the vice president, won't be there." And that somebody else, and of course it was going to be Grassley then to take his place. So, okay.
So these
Grassley, what was your plan?
These old guys had the plan. It was in place. It was going forward. The vice president was at a place where he was trying to decide whether he was going to comply with what Trump wanted and completely devoid the election.
And part of the reason was that he said, it would be hurtful to my friend.
To my friend, what the absolute?
Yeah. You can't swear.
No, I understand.
No, we could swear, actually. But, yeah, he was saying, there's like a journal that he was writing saying, I don't think I should attend because it would be hurtful to my friend. And then Pence's own son.
His own son has to explain to him.
And his son is a Marine.
He's a Marine. He has to remind his father, the Vice President of the United States, that he took an oath.
He said, Dad, you took the same oath I did.
He had to remind Mike Pence that he took an oath not to betray the United States of America. He was ready to do that for his friend. That's a big deal, man. It's a big deal.
Yeah, Mike Pence.
Mike Pence really needs to.
King of wusses.
Mike Pence really needs to atone in whatever that way that might, make sense for him. He needs to atone big time.
Yeah. And of course, he's given a lot of testimony, and the testimony that he has given is going to
pretty damning.
Well, it's only one of the many tiers of things that's going to bury Donald Trump.
But I'm not going to be buried next to my wife where it's just grass growing over her I'm going to have a better burial than my wife because...
Can you imagine being that petty and awful, even to that extent, even to death? That you're going to be that petty and awful to a spouse, that you would do that? Could you imagine being that person? Because I can't. I really can't. His depravity is beneath all understanding.
Yeah. Liz Cheney's coming out with a new book, and a lot of...
I'm so excited. I honestly am. There's going to be a lot of good stuff in that.
A lot of stuff broke today.
Yes.
Including that she talked to Kevin McCarthy. So we all know about Kevin McCarthy saying, Trump is responsible for January 6th. So he was saying that through his mask, which of course then they all retaliated against wearing masks. But this was 2021. This was right after January 6th in 2021. And Kevin McCarthy's trying to go on the House floor, and he's trying to be a guy and say that Trump should be held liable for January 6th. And then about 2 weeks later, goes down to Mar-a-Lago and has a photo taken alongside of Trump. And Liz Cheney said that she was having a talk with him, and he said, well, I had to go to Mar-a-Lago. And she said, you went to Mar-a-Lago? And he said, well, yeah, they were really worried about the Don. He wasn't eating. I know. It is at least that funny.
He's gone off his feed. You must come.
Yeah.
What?
You have to come and talk to him because
he's so upset. You must come and hold his hand.
He's very depressed.
What is that?
Kevin,
he's not eating?
You need to come. I need to lie my head in your lap. Please come down to Mar-a-Lago and sit on the couch so I can lay my head down on your lap so that you can pet my head.
Why are all of these people prostrating themselves in service of this just ridiculous beast of a dude? I don't get it.
Another part of her book, I can't remember his name right now, but a legislator, when he was signing these papers to do the, to not vote for the certification of the votes. And he said something to the effect of, what we won't do for our orange Jesus. Did you hear that part?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah. So the Liz Cheney book is going to have a whole bunch of stuff in it, like so many.
I mean,
books.
that line is
all of you.
It's a historical moment.
All of you Republicans.
It's a historical moment.
All of you.
That, will live in infamy. I mean, seriously. It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The orange Jesus.
What we won't do.
And speaking of the orange Jesus and the Christo fascist
nationalists, yeah.
The MAGA Mike Johnson. Probably on Friday they're going to have a vote to expel George Santos. And
What a ridiculous trajectory this dude has had. I mean, this is another thing. Like,
I have had so much Botox done using my campaign dollars that you can't even tell who I am anymore. You can't even recognize my face, and that's why I'm here holding this press conference.
I think it's really indicative of the way that our culture has become, and where, you know, this is like a grifter has entered Congress. I don't know why that would be so surprising. Like, he's just this youngish dude that seems to have a complete history of bamboozling people into believing the craziest nonsense.
Excuse me.
And then he found his way. He found his way into Congress.
Excuse me. Can you define grifter? Because I don't know what that is. Can you define what that means?
It's fascinating. I think it really does fascinate me as like a moment in time with our culture and our political culture.
I cannot move my eyebrows. So
this guy gets elected as a Republican in New York, and it's very, very quickly these pictures start circulating of him being a drag queen, like all over in parts. Like in Mexico.
Excuse me, can you define drag queen?
No, but
because I don't think that's true.
You could not make this up. It's so off the charts crazy.
I would be reacting to this, but I cannot move my own eyebrows. I would be reacting.
Yeah, it's you know.
But the point I was going to make.
Sorry, yeah, okay, go ahead.
No apologies needed, but I was talking about MAGA Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, who has said, you know, well, we're going to have a vote on George Santos, but we're not going to whip that vote. I've told all of my colleagues to vote your conscience. So what a leader. What Nancy Pelosi did was made reasons to vote for or against something. And MAGA Mike Johnson is saying, I don't know. I don't know what
I'm supposed to do on the job.
I don't know.
Can somebody tell me what I'm supposed to do here on this job? Because I don't know what I'm supposed to do here on this job.
Some people say we should have this vote. Some people say we don't.
Some people say.
Yeah, I don't know. So
I'm just here to do God's work.
Vote your conscience.
Yeah, I'm just here to do God's work. Yeah. Regardless of the fact that that's not how it's supposed to go. But that's why he's there.
Yes, and also news about pardons. And we've heard this before, a long time ago. $2 million. You give me, you got $2 million in your pocket in cash? Okay, a credit card might work. I don't know how to use that. What is this? Jared is saying something. Riptow. What is that? Riptow. Crypto. You could use crypto. You could use dollars. You could use a credit. If you have $2 million, I can give you a pardon. I'll give you a pardon. It's going to cost you $2 million. I got to pay my lawyers. Well, I'm not going to pay my lawyers. You give me $2 million. More news.
We had a gangster for a president. It's shameful.
Yeah.
Shameful.
You got $2 million. Listen, someday, and that day might never come. But no, that day's right now. It's going to be every day. The day's always going to come.
Anyway, all right. Well, this is me and Heidi getting ready. Not getting ready. We're already pretty much on our vacation. Even though I got to make another wind maker tomorrow. I'm not even going to explain what that means, but we have another whole day.
Time to make the donuts, Todd.
You can tell we're pretty much already on vacation in our minds. And
no, this is fun, and I hope that Todd invites me to do this again because I very much enjoy this.
I think we should do this monthly
We
or
should
something.
we should flip the switch monthly. We got this stuff. Let's just do it.
Yeah,
Why would we not?
doing all the
Why would we
research.
not?
Exactly. Doing all the research with the historical thing is kind of getting intimidating.
Oh,
And, sometimes
We're
we just
taking
need
a
to
little
turn
break.
the microphones on and have fun, right?
that's correct.
All right, we've run out of time. There's already music playing behind us. Can you hear it?
Yes, it's so good.
Really?
It's really good.
Okay, I can't even hear you. But thanks so much for listening to the show. We all need to stick together and help each other to argue for what's right and against what's bad. And that's what we're going to keep doing. And we're going to have some fun in the process. So thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.
You've been listening to A Satellite View with Todd Mikkelson. Go to toddmikkelson.com for links and more information.